Hi, welcome to Community Talk. My name is Brandon Gilson. I'm here with Tree Perkins today from Youth and Family Services, and she's going to tell us about a couple of events we have coming up. How are you doing today?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for being here. Thanks
It's
for taking
been a
time
while.
out. Yeah, thanks for taking time out on a Wednesday afternoon. Project Santa, that's what you're here to talk about today.
Yes.
What is Project Santa?
We have kicked Project Santa off. I'm really excited about it. Every year, our counselors, which are in every Enid public school, go through their caseload, and they determine their students that they feel are in the most in need. And then they'll also visit with the school principal and the staff there and figure out which children really have some serious needs, not just concerning Christmas gifts, but whether or not they're going to have food or the electric turned on. And it's winter, it's getting cold, and so there's just a lot of needs that our kids have that we're just now being made aware of. And so Project Santa is a way that we can try to help with those kids.
How many kids are you including in Project Santa?
Generally, we do about 250 kids a year. This year, we're shooting for 400.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's a really big undertaking, but our counselors will come to us with their list, and then they'll say, this student has 2 siblings or 3 siblings, and they worry about sending home a child with their Christmas gifts, but nothing for the siblings.
Right.
And I completely understand that. So that's something that, we're trying to work with and just sort of broadening our reach.
So it's going to be any kids in need. It's you guys are looking real hard into the kids that need the most for Christmas.
Yes, I put it on Facebook, and I was really excited, and I've got some great feedback. I have just people in the community that want to reach out and adopt 1 or 2 kids for Christmas, and every little bit helps. But I'm also finding that I have people from all over the state responding, asking if they can sign their child up. And it's been real hard to say no, because we are trying to keep our mission the same and focus on the kids in our own area. And these are children that we've been able to identify as having a legitimate need.
Right. So they're in Garfield County, surrounding areas.
Yes.
Okay. What kind of gifts do the kids need? I mean, what kind of gifts ideas for parents to, maybe?
I'm really surprised by the things they're asking for. Of course, there's always the Legos and Barbies are huge.
Yeah, it's every year.
And what's funny is, because I don't have little ones at home, I have to Google most of these gifts, because every year there's the new fantastic gift out that every kid has to have, and I have no clue what it is. Or I ask around the office, what is an LOL egg? What is a Squishable? Never heard of these things. So that's been kind of fun. But there are some things that have been on their list that really, really concern me and pull at my heartstrings. We had a child ask for spoons. He said on his list, I need spoons for my house. And this year, we've had more children than ever ask for blankets, pillows, and a bed. I've had
some of us growing up probably wouldn't have even thought about asking for something like that.
Right. Well, and I've not ever experienced this before with Project Santa. But I have kids write next to a bed to sleep on, they'll put in parentheses, or a blow-up bed. And that just really, really hurts.
It's terrible.
Yeah. And I've had some kids ask for, I had a sibling set of 3 ask for a gift card for gas so their dad could take them to see their mom in jail because she's in another town. And that's a hardship for the family. So the needs are definitely changing in our area, and I can't explain why, but I do feel privileged to have the opportunity to be here in an area, in a community where I can ask people for help.
Is there a spending limit on gifts?
We are asking folks to not spend as much as they typically would, because we are trying to cover more children.
Right.
And in the past, we've had families just sort of go crazy and buy 10, 15 gifts for their kids because they're having fun and their heart is full and they want to give. But then when we want to provide gifts for close to 400 children, we know that that's just asking a little much. So we're asking for smaller, more meaningful gifts that will be able to help more children. So if we ask people to spend a little less than they typically would, maybe they'll take an extra child.
Well, when do you need all the gifts? When is the deadline?
I'd like to have them back by December 12th. That's a week before school is out for the holiday break. But that gives us time to sort through all of the gifts.
Which I've seen, and it takes a lot of time to do that.
It's a mountain of presents where, you know, when you've got, well, in the past, the 250 kids, and say some of them have 5 or 10 gifts apiece, you can imagine there's not even a place to walk in our giant conference room where we put them. And it takes some time to sort those out. So that'll give us a week to get them all sorted out and in piles for the right schools. And then we'll have counselors come and pick them up and deliver them just a couple days before school is out.
Good, so December 12th.
Yes.
How can they contact you to get in touch with you, to give gifts to you, or
They can
maybe
call.
volunteer with gift wrapping, things like that?
I would love that. Any help anybody wants to give, I would certainly enjoy having help. They can call us at the office at 580-233-7220. You can ask for Tree or just say Project Santa, and they know to send that call to me. And I can also be emailed at tperkins@yfsenid.org.
All right, well, there was one other event we had coming up that you wanted me to talk about, and that was the Nights of Shelter. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, well, that's sort of Christmassy too, so they tie in together. Nights of Shelter is our annual campaign where we try to explain to people that the cost to have an additional child, after we pay for that first child to be in the shelter, the cost for an additional child is really quite minimal and surprising. And so we hope that people will sign up to donate for 1 night of shelter, 2 nights of shelter, whatever they can afford to help us keep our emergency youth shelter and our residential programs going.
How many kids use the shelter? I know we see a lot of them in and out.
It's really changing because we have added an additional program, Thelma's House, which you work with, so you're familiar with, and then our transitional living program, and there are babies living with their mamas in transitional living program. So the numbers fluctuate quite a bit. We might have 6 kids, we might have 20. And what's interesting we're finding, though, is that they are all staying in the program much longer. Of course, our transitional living residents are staying much longer because they have a goal to work towards. But our 16 and 17-year-olds that are coming into Thelma's House, they are staying longer. They're not using us as a flop house. They're motivated. They want to be successful adults that are not taking advantage of the system once they are old enough to move on and be on their own. So it's really exciting for us to help them, but we are seeing them stay longer.
Which is a more consistent need for help.
Absolutely.
Which is where Nights of Shelter comes in.
Absolutely. So Nights of Shelter covers all of our residential programs because we are, in effect, providing a night of shelter. No matter the age, from 0 to 22 years old.
How does someone get in touch with us to donate to Nights of Shelter? I believe there's a website.
Yes, it's on our website, yfsenid.org. There is a donate button if you want to use PayPal or another type of credit card. We'd love any donation. It costs about $30 a night to house a child. That's after we've already, paid all of those costs for having 1 child or youth in the shelter. So $30 really is surprising to most. And you can give your gift in honor or in memory of someone, and I'm happy to send a card to the person that you want that to be in honor of. We receive some really nice cards every year, and they're Christmas gifts. So a lot of families choose to give, 5 nights of shelter, or they just give me a $100 or something like that in honor of their sons or daughters and relatives. So that's really a great gift.
Awesome. Well, we've got a couple of exciting ways to help out your community coming up at Youth and Family Services. Thanks for being with us again, Tree.
Yeah,
thanks for coming this afternoon. It was good to have you back. Once again, you can call us at 580-233-7220 if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tracy Biddle from Leonardo's Children's Museum. Don't forget to come see us at 200 East Maple in downtown Enid, and also watch for us here on Community Talk.
Welcome back to Community Talk. I'm Amy Voth. I'm the director at Journey House.
And I'm Kim Day. I'm a board member for Journey House and also a volunteer. We thought today just to inform people about Journey House, who we are, what we do, what are the services we offer. I thought I'd just kind of interview Amy, our executive director. Amy, why don't you tell people a little bit what we do at Journey House?
So Journey House is a pregnancy resource center. We just recently opened up in Enid. We've been open up for about 7 months almost. And we provide free services, we provide information, and we want to connect our clients with the resources that are available in our community.
Okay, you say we offer free services. Why don't you tell people what exactly are the services that we
Sure.
offer?
We have free pregnancy tests. We offer free limited OB ultrasounds, and we also have free consultations for STDs. We do STD testing, and we only charge our clients what the lab charges us.
Okay, with some of those testing, I bet the question comes up, well, what if you're not 18?
Well, you can come in for a pregnancy test without parents' permission. We do know, I know as a parent, I love my kids, and so we want to be there to support our kids. So we do encourage them to bring a parent in if they feel comfortable with that, but you don't have to have a parent's permission to have a pregnancy test done.
Okay. I bet one of the other questions people have is, what if I'm not a U.S. citizen?
We don't discriminate based on nationality or socioeconomic status or anything like that. Our services are free to anyone. We also have a Spanish translator, and so if that's an issue, if you're not fluent in English, we can call and make an appointment, and you can still be seen.
Okay. Why don't you tell us what kind of pregnancy test? Is it just like the pregnancy test that they can get at the dollar store, or is it something different that we offer?
Our pregnancy tests are medical grade, so that means they're very similar to what are used in the hospitals. So, and again, that's a free test.
Okay. So the pregnancy test is free, and I think I heard you say that the ultrasound is free as well. Why would it be important for someone to get an ultrasound?
So 1 in 4 women, statistics show in the U.S., 1 in 4 women pregnancies will end in miscarriage. So our tests will just show either a positive result or a negative result. An ultrasound will confirm the viability of pregnancy and will also determine gestation as well. So we have a certified sonographer that's RDMS certified, and she's been doing ultrasounds for quite a few years. So she's got a lot of experience, and she volunteers at our center, and she takes measurements and fills out our report. Dr. Christopher Lee is our medical director, and he reviews all of our ultrasound reports and signs off on those too. So,
Okay.
yeah.
One of the things we say at Journey House is that we give options counseling. That's kind of a different terminology. So what is options counseling?
So options counseling is just that. It's talking with clients about what their options are. If you are positive for pregnancy and you've had an ultrasound that has confirmed the viability of the pregnancy, you now have 3 options moving forward. So the first option is parenting. The second option is adoption. And a third option is abortion. And so we want to talk through all 3 of those. We have resources available. If someone's interested in parenting, there's wonderful organizations in Enid that can help with that, and different things that we can, resources we can plug them into. If they have questions about adoption, we are not an adoption agency. We don't provide adoption services, but we do have referrals for adoption agencies in the state and nearby. So. And the last one is abortion as well. So we will talk through, we don't provide abortion services, but we will talk through informed consent laws in Oklahoma. That means that everybody has the right to know what their rights are, what the procedures are, and what are the risks involved. And so we want to give information and education to our clients so that they can be empowered to make the best decision available to them.
Good. So with all of those options, we're really saying that Journey House Pregnancy Resource Center provides the resources, hence the name resource,
Yes.
the title of resource. So we can provide anyone with those resources.
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely.
Okay. And if we do have questions, if someone came in and decided they wanted to do an adoption or put their child up for adoption, we have those services that we can connect them to?
We do. There are lawyers in town that will do private adoptions if that's something they're interested in. There are adoption agencies in the state, but we will walk with clients that are interested in pursuing adoption and just be there to listen, answer questions. We really, again, we want to provide education and information so that they're empowered to make the decision that's best for them.
So we've talked about pregnancy tests, we've talked about ultrasounds, we've talked about the resources, but one of the things that we also offer, and you mentioned it, was STD and STI testing. So why don't you tell me and tell our community, what are we looking for, what are exactly those things that we're looking for, and what is that resource that we provide?
Well, we are offering testing for 8 STDs, gonorrhea, chlamydia. I'm gonna look at my list so I don't
There's
forget
some long
any.
words.
Syphilis, HIV, hepatitis C, and herpes 1 and 2, and also trichomonas. So we actually test for 8 STDs. The consultation is free. Again, we only charge what the lab charges us to process. So we'll collect the specimen, either a blood or urine specimen, and send that off to DLO, and DLO will do the testing we've requested, and they will send back the results. If it's gonorrhea, chlamydia, for example, and the client is in need of antibiotics to treat that, we will call on the prescription. If it's something that they need to see a doctor, we'll refer them on to a doctor for that.
Okay. So we do STDs, which is sexually transmitted diseases, but we
Yes.
also do STIs, which is a sexually transmitted infection. So kind of tell us the difference.
So an STI, or a sexually transmitted infection, does not always become a disease. So someone can have the human papilloma virus, which is an infection, but not have the disease of cervical cancer. So that's the difference there. The important thing to know about STIs is that there are some STIs that are curable. Those are bacterial STIs like gonorrhea and chlamydia, which are very common. Also trichomonas is very common in Garfield County, and those are treatable with antibiotics. But viral STIs or STDs are not treatable. So HIV is an example of that. There's medication to manage symptoms, but there's no known cure for HIV/AIDS.
Okay.
So that's the difference.
Okay. You know, Amy, it's been my experience that most people believe that if they're having protected sex, so if they're using a condom during sexual activity, that they're protected from STDs or STIs. Is that true or false?
That is false.
Okay.
Condoms do reduce the risk of getting a sexually transmitted infection when used correctly and consistently. So we know that that's a key, but they are not 100% fail-proof. In fact, the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, states that abstinence is the only 100% guaranteed way to prevent contracting an STD or STI. So no, condoms do not protect. People also sometimes will think, well, I'm on birth control, so I won't get an STD. Well, birth control can help prevent pregnancy 99% of the time, but it does not prevent against STDs. So in fact, some birth control can increase the risk of contracting an STD.
So clearly the answer is, as far as do we see men and women, the answer is yes, we see both. Of course, women for pregnancy tests and ultrasounds, but we also see men that come in for STD and STI testing.
Absolutely.
And we'll see both men and women. So
I do want to mention that we see clients by appointment, but we do accept walk-ins. The important thing with that is for someone walking in, or the advantage, I should say, of having an appointment is that you know that you'll be seen right away. If you walk in, if you're walking in for an STD appointment especially, we can't see you without a nurse. And so we do our STDs by appointment only, and ultrasounds by appointments as well. So just you can give us a call and make an appointment if you need to.
okay. Well, we wanted to let everyone know that Journey House Pregnancy Resource Center is located at the northeast corner of Johnson and Owen K. Garrett. That we are open on Mondays and Thursdays from 10 to 4, Tuesdays from 12 to 6. Wednesdays and Fridays and over the weekend we are closed. But you can find more information on our website. That is journeyhouseenid.org. Again, that's journeyhouseenid.org. And all of this information is on that website. In fact, you could find a lot of different resources and articles to read and things that are there to tell you a little bit more about Journey House and also the resources that we offer and how we can help. Journey House really seeks to be just a vital part of the community of Enid. We want to provide the resources that people need in sometimes a time of crisis or a time of unknown, and that's really what we want to do. So we thank you for this time, and that concludes Community Talk for today. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Clifford Porter of the Booker T. Washington Community Center, located at 800 South 5th Street. Please come out and visit us in some of our programs, and please watch for us on Community Talk.
Well, welcome into this segment of Community Talk. I'm Frank Baker, with me Dan Washburn, and we are both involved in a marvelous, magical, miracle-type Christmas production of the Gaslight, Miracle on 34th Street, which is coming up. It's going to be here before you know it. We have dates rolling for, my goodness, November 30th, and then the next 2 weekends after that, including a special United Way benefit performance on Saturday, December 1st at 2 p.m., made possible by the Enid News and Eagle and my crew at Eagle Marketing, all to benefit the United Way of Northwest Oklahoma. Another producer we have is the Northwest Oklahoma Osteopathic Foundation. We appreciate them. You can always go to gaslighttheater.org to get your tickets. With me, okay, you have both Santas with you. I play Drunken Santa, and thank goodness they get me off stage very quickly. And then the star of the piece, Dan Washburn, Kris Kringle. And Dan, this is your second opportunity to essay the role of Brother Kris in the same play.
Second time, same director, 12 years ago. Great play and a great role. I mean, who gets to play Santa Claus twice in their life?
Well, and it remains, and if you go down to the Gaslight Theater, we have some screens up showing photos from previous productions we've done throughout the years. And was it Dawn Muncie who got that iconic shot of you with a little kid whispering in your ear? And we still run that on a regular basis because that is one of the great, Christmas images, because you've got this very delightful look of hearing what he's saying, and the little kid looks adorable. It's kind of cool.
They put that up as a poster outside the theater. And after the play finished, they gave that to me. I have it mounted, and it's in one of my examining rooms in my office.
The tradition lives on. Now, let's talk briefly before we dive into Miracle. And then Tammy Berry is going to be joining us. I will miraculously vanish, and she will join Dan, and they're going to really dig into what is a wonderful, wonderful family experience for Miracle on 34th Street. But the other thing, Dan, we've got to give you credit for. You kind of, a number of years back, nudged the Gaslight into doing a Christmas play at Christmas time. Radical concept. Yeah. But you got it started. Let's talk about that.
Well, a number of years ago, I observed on PBS, they did a radio play performance like it was 1940 of It's a Wonderful Life. And it was an abbreviated version, but it was the people standing up there with scripts in their hand, dropping it to the floor like you've seen in movies. We worked on that together, Jerry Turpin and I. Mm-hmm. We wrote the script. He did sound effects. We had community leaders being involved, and we were doing that to raise some funds for one of our Gaslight family members who was quite ill, and we needed to help him because he had no insurance, and we raised quite a bit of money for that. And that got things started as far as really doing a Christmas play at Christmas time. And now it's become a wonderful tradition because it's a great opportunity for people to bring their family and their friends and their children down. Mm-hmm. Last time, and I assume we'll do the same thing this time, I stayed behind and allowed pictures to be taken in my Santa throne from like in the Macy's store. Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, we've done a wide range of magnificent Christmas productions throughout the years. Miracle on 34th Street, playing Kris Kringle, which once again is such a legendary character, to tackle it a second time. Any changes in approach on your part? I mean, I know so much of it is there in the lines. It's just a beautifully written piece.
This is a little bit different script than we had before. It's a different version. So I couldn't fall back on remembering the lines from before because it's a little bit different. But the character is wonderful. I mean, Kris is wandering out. He's going out to the Macy's parade, and my opening line is wonderful. What a wonderful way to begin the Christmas season. And we're seeing them there. We're watching a bag lady come. We watch a drunken Santa come, and then when the drunken Santa can't help out for the parade, it's suggested that I step forward, which I do, and then I become the Christmas or the Santa for Macy's department store, and then later Bloomingdale's as well. And then a whole story that hopefully most people are going to be familiar with. But it's a wonderful story that about trying to bring a wonderful Christmas spirit to the whole New York City.
It really is. And of course, along with the fact that you can bring the entire family to see these performances starting Friday, November 30th at the Gaslight Theater. And for the next 2 weekends, just go into gaslighttheater.org and you can check out all the performance dates and times. The other thing, and it's kind of a behind the scenes thing that I'd like to talk about, I'm amazed because in these Christmas plays, usually there are younger actors who kind of filter in. And I'm amazed throughout the years how many of these youngsters who start on stage and they're reading Christmas letters, and Natalie Berlow comes to mind, and they end up being regular members of our company. So anytime we are able to cast the kids, it's kind of a great springboard to having another round of Gaslight veterans at some point in the future.
And I'm dazzled by these children. I would have been terrified the thought of doing that when we have a 5-year-old as well as a 10-year-old who has quite a bit of lines. It's amazing what they're capable of doing. And then you see them continue on and be part of it. The young lady that was Susan 12 years ago is trying to break into Hollywood. I mean, and probably will be successful. It's exciting to see these children perform and enjoy it. And I always want to try to do my best to encourage them to come back and be involved again. And some of these are their second or third time that they've been on stage with us.
It is wonderful. Now, one thing, when Dan first got us rolling on these Christmas shows, it took us a couple of years to get it ramped up, and I think you and Carmen and I were all big believers. The more kids and folks you got on stage, the more people that would show up in the audience. And I think the last time we did Miracle, we had about, 55 people in the cast?
And we filled the seats every night, 10 performances.
It was a lot of fun. A little smaller cast, still very sizable. I think we've got about 34, 35. Yeah. And one of the members of that cast, Tammy Berry, will join through digital magic here in just a moment. We'll join Dan to continue in our conversation on Miracle of 34th Street coming to the Gaslight Theater.
Frank has disappeared. And in place is Tammy Berry. Tammy plays the district attorney in the trial scene, which is the second act of this play. And we are sitting there fairly close to each other, but we're adversaries.
Yes, we are, definitely. In fact, I think you have called me a bulldog on several occasions in rehearsals.
Well, there is that characteristic here. You know, in the play, Kris Kringle, Santa Claus, has been declared incompetent, and his friend and his attorney has brought it before the district court in New York City to have that overturned.
Yes,
and Miss Mara, the district attorney, has to declare Kris Kringle, or Santa Claus, as incompetent or insane, and has to deal with the consequences of that conclusion.
Well, not only that, but it's messing up my Christmas vacation time.
That's brought out a couple of times, I think.
It is. You know, I was trying to work out that I could go on vacation at Christmas. You know, and Fred has to come in and challenge the whole thing.
It was being railroaded, I believe, is one of the terms this was used. That indeed, although Chris answered some questions wrong and was declared incompetent. It was by coercion. And so we're going to be having to deal with that, deal with some small children, and several people testifying, including zookeepers and such.
Yes, and even Fred pulls a fast one on me and has my son testifying that he believes in Santa Claus and that I'm the one that told him that Santa Claus exists. So I'm kind of put in my place a little bit here.
Again, it's a wonderful story. I still love the 1947 version. Edmund Gwynn was Kris Kringle. Natalie Wood was a little 8-year-old making the movie and doing a remarkable job, as she always did. She was always such a wonderful actress. Our little Susan is equally
She's
up
wonderful.
to the... She's wonderful.
Yes, she is.
Just dazzling. She's so cute, and she does her lines so well. And we have several other small children that are just delightful in this play. And I have to say the adults do pretty good too. Once again, I get to be Kris Kringle with the iconic cane, which is an important part of the whole story.
But he doesn't knock me over the head with it, so that's a good thing.
No. But the cane is used once, suggested that it could have been a vicious weapon. So, tell me about some of your prior stage experiences.
Well, actually, when I moved back to Enid in January, I kept thinking, man, I'd really like to audition at Gaslight, and just never got up the courage to do it because it'd been over 30 years since I'd been on stage in high school. And then finally, I filled out a volunteer form back in probably early May and became the spotlight operator for the Next to Normal musical that occurred in May. And then they asked me to come back as the spotlight operator for Young Frankenstein this summer. So in talking to someone else in the tech booth, I was like, I'd really like to audition, but, it just seems like maybe the same people get the parts, so I just don't know if I'd, be able to fit in. And they really encouraged me to audition. So I did for Our Town. And I actually got the role of Mrs. Webb, which is one of the main characters in the play. And I just had a lot of fun. Everybody was very welcoming. And it was great. It's like a whole new family that I've acquired at Gaslight. And so I really encourage, if you've been wanting to audition, do it. You won't regret it. It's a lot of fun.
It's become my hobby. I'm always trying to encourage people to come down, but I warn them it's kind of addicting.
Yes.
You want to keep coming back. And really, some of my best friends are the people down to the Gaslight, the people that I care the most about, or my Gaslight family. And we refer to ourselves that way, especially for the children, so that they will know that we're there to protect them and take care of them and encourage them. The young people in this play have just brightened my life. I mean, this is a great way to start the Christmas season.
They really do. Even in the last play, I kind of felt like a mama bear because I had a young gentleman that was one of my son in that. And then now I have James, that's my son here, and so I kind of feel like his second mama. And it's just really nice to see how these kids, from the beginning of rehearsal till the end, on how they've even grown in that time of 4 weeks that they've been coming.
Yeah, just in a short period of time. And I'm always dazzled how quick they can learn their lines. I'm envious of how well they can do that.
Several learned their lines quicker than I did.
But there is a misconception that you have to be one of the regulars to come down and be in plays.
And you don't.
And we really don't. We really encourage people to come in, and there's often small roles that people can try out for if they're a little bit nervous and get kind of used to it. My first role was as a judge in the trial scene of To Kill a Mockingbird, and I got to redo that again last year. Second time I get to be Kris Kringle. I've done like 4 versions of A Christmas Carol with at Christmas time. Wonderful, but a lot of opportunities to come down, and we always need new people. It's remarkable when we have people come in and can do singing and dancing, neither of which I can do. And so that's, it's always amazing, the people we can bring down. But come down, don't sit back and think that there's only the same people.
No, it's not.
Because if it's the same people, it's because those were the only ones that tried out.
We definitely invite you to come see the play Miracle on 34th Street. It opens up November 30th through December 8th. And, you know, get on the website too, because they're showing all the auditions that are taking place. If you have teenagers, the Grease audition is coming up.
Yes. Now, one thing I want to warn everybody about, though, they pointed out the other day our Sunday matinee is already over 50% sold.
Yes, it is.
So if that's a great performance to bring children, so get online now and get your tickets, or it will sell out. There's no question about the matinee will be selling out. And then we have the Saturday matinee, which is,
Yes.
I think we've got about 20% of those tickets sold. So those are great ones for the children. Especially the small ones that can't stay up late at night.
Yeah, the December 1st benefits United Way. So that would be a great show to come to.
But the other performances, the Friday night and the Saturday nights are at 8 o'clock. We have a Thursday at 7 o'clock that's somewhat discounted, and then the matinees Sunday afternoon are a little bit less expensive.
And we're also looking for house managers to come volunteer as well for each of our performances.
And great way to get started.
Yes, it's a great way to meet people and even see part of the play and just get to know everybody and what goes on at Gaslight.
So, Gaslight Theater, Miracle on 34th Street, and it's a miracle how well we're going to dazzle everybody.
Hi, I'm Carrie Sanders, the director at Loaves and Fishes of Northwest Oklahoma, a client choice food pantry where our mission is fighting hunger, feeding hope through healthy food choices. Watch for us on Community Talk.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Community Talk. My name's Natalie Berlow, and this is Jenny Gritman. We are both second years at the Junior Welfare League, and we are co-chairing the Charity Gala together. So we are here to talk to you about the Junior Welfare League and our Charity Gala this year, and so we're just really excited to talk about it. So, Jenny, would you tell us a little bit about Junior Welfare League and what we do?
Absolutely. So Junior Welfare League is a charitable organization that was founded during the Great Depression. Since the 1930s, JWL has focused on identifying needs within our community, and then, really supporting those lives within our community through the giving of our time and also our finances. JWL's legacy that was created by over 700 women that we've come to be known for our numerous programs, such as our Charity Gala, and then also our consignment store return engagement downtown here in Enid. Through our 86-year history, we've redirected nearly $3 million back into the community and have provided countless hours of community service through the different organizations that we volunteer through. One of our most significant fundraisers throughout the year is the JWL Charity Gala. This project that we put on allows us to contribute to many other nonprofits within Enid. And due to the kindness of the local organizations and individuals in our community, we've been able to give back over $400,000 to all these nonprofits since 2004. So it's a pretty big project, and it's pretty fun to put on. It's a fun night. So I want to ask you a little bit more, tell us a little bit more just about the event this year.
Sure. Well, the cool thing about this year's event is it's our 15th year. So this is our 15th year of putting on Gala, and we're super excited about that. That's kind of a huge accomplishment. So for the 15th year, we decided to go with the theme, An Evening at Moulin Rouge. So it kind of has the ruby feel, and I believe you're the one who brought it up. 15 years of marriage is signified by a ruby. So that's really cool. So we decided to go with Moulin Rouge. The date of that is December 8th of this year at 7 p.m. at the Central National Bank Center Arena.
Last year we did the arena for the first time and it went over really, really well. So we decided just to do it in there again. We had close to 400 people, so it really, was able to hold all of them and have fun at the same time. So here's a little bit of information about what this year is going to hold. Tickets are unlimited, so anybody can come. And with every ticket, you will get a full meal. That full meal will be Parisian style cuisine, and if you don't like that, then we'll have other food available. And I think we've discussed bringing out pizza for a late night snack.
Yes.
So that'll be a lot of fun. So besides that, we are working with Mood Party Rentals out of Oklahoma City and Enid Floral here in Enid. And they're helping us with the decor. It's going to be very red, elegant feel, pearls, feathers, all of that fun stuff. So speaking of pearls and feathers, we are going to have the Oklahoma Showgirls there. So they will be there to do cabaret dancing, do some can-can, kind of atmosphere, take pictures with everybody, help with the auction. So we're super excited about them. They'll be dressed up and it'll be a lot of fun. So besides that, our live music, which is fun every year, we decided to go with the Big Daddy Band. So the Big Daddy Band is out of Dallas, and they're back again. They were here 2 years ago for the Big Top Carnival charity gala, and we got a really good response from them, so we decided to go forward and have them back. One of our new additions is Mirror Me Photo Booth. So Mirror Me Photo Booth is going to be there, so everybody, either your friends, your family, whoever you bring, you can take fun party pictures. They'll have cool dress-up items, feathers, pearls, all of that. But Dawn Muncie will still be there. She's going to be taking the regular fancy memorabilia pictures that you can take home with you that everybody really enjoys. So we'll have both of those options, and we're really excited about that.
Awesome.
So we have a new auctioneer this year. His name is Rick Miller. He is out of Tulsa, and he owns Fund Your Org, and he's really good with charity galas. He's familiar with that, and he really makes the auction fun, and everybody gets excited about it. So speaking of our auction, we have a lot of fun items already. We have trips and sports memorabilia, and as well as some unique experiences. So we're really excited about our auction, and our auction is actually sponsored by Enid, or Edward Jones. So they sponsor our silent and live auction, so that's a lot of fun. One of the newer, it's not new, but we've decided to improve, is our lounge area. So in the past, we've had lounges. They've all been separated by pipe and draping, but this year we decided to go forward and kind of make it more of an open lounge area, more VIP exclusive. The whole area will be opened to where you can mingle with other lounge guests. There'll be a private bar, there'll be bottle service. You'll really feel exclusive and dressed to the nines and all of that. So we're super excited about that. Along with that, we're also bringing back Bidder, our efficient mobile bidding system. So you can, get on your phone, text to place a bid. It'll give you a text if someone has outbid you. We'll even be able to open that up a couple days before the actual event. So that should be a really fun advantage of Bidder, which we used last year, and it went really well. So we can even see the real time how much we have raised that night. So that'll be
awesome.
a lot of fun.
Bidder also helps make the check-in and check-out process smooth.
Oh, yes.
So the check-ins, there's hardly a line to get in.
Oh, yeah.
Makes the checkout process really quick if you're ready to grab your item and head on home after the evening. So
as long as you register on Bidder beforehand, all you have to do is scan your ticket and pop right in. It's that easy. So,
perfect.
And
Cool.
checkout is just as easy. But speaking of, yes, we throw a really good party, we have fun, but this is what the Charity Gala is really all about, is to give back money to our beneficiaries. And every year we choose new beneficiaries, and Jenny, would you tell us a little bit about those beneficiaries this year?
Yep, absolutely. So every year we kind of have a little bit of a different focus with the beneficiaries. And this year, with all the struggles that the teachers are going through, we really wanted to focus on education.
Definitely.
So we all know about the teacher strike that happened earlier this year. there, and we're just really wanting to give back and help them in any way we can. There's many deserving nonprofit organizations within Enid, but we're really excited to give to one that we haven't done before in the past, and focus on education. So this year, the 3 beneficiaries are Enid Public School Foundation. Their grant is to use the money to focus on the STEM project, so science, technology, engineering, and math. It's going to fund durable supplies for the science classes, and then also provide Chromebooks and equipment that's going to be needed for that, to further education.
That's kind of a big deal. This day and age, STEM is kind of a huge. We really need some more students and some more,
They really push
adults
STEM.
that are growing up to start learning that. So I'm really excited that they're needing that, and we can help fund that. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Another beneficiary is the Chisholm Public School Foundation. So their grant is going to be used to supply 25 Dell Chromebooks with software and a mobile charging cart, and their focus is going to be more on math and Spanish. So when we had met with Chisholm, they had mentioned that with this software and this programming, that the Spanish teacher can actually record sessions, the students can record sessions, and then send them back to the teacher so the teacher can say, okay, we need to work on this pronunciation, or we need to, focus on this dialect a little bit more. So
that's really neat. I remember we didn't really have that back
No,
in our-
absolutely. It'll be a very cool thing to have versus
that's-
sitting in class really nervous, making sure you're trying to pronounce something
right,
correct.
Exactly.
And our final beneficiary is the Garber Public School. What they are trying to do is start a foundation, kind of similar to what these other schools already have. What they would like to do with this startup of the foundation is to have each teacher apply for a different grant, something that they're specifically needing within their classroom that kind of goes above and beyond just crayons and pencils and pens and paper. So it's going to have, that unique focus for each individual teacher. They're really hoping to be able to fund this for the next 10 years through Junior Welfare League. So we would love, love, love that opportunity to be able to provide that for them and give so many teachers an opportunity to get the supplies and the education materials that they need for their kids in their classroom.
Yes, definitely. We would love to do that.
So in order for all of this to be possible, we need sponsors.
Yes.
So now, why don't you tell us a little bit about how people can participate?
Okay. Well, right now we're still looking for a title sponsor. So if any of you all are interested in being a title sponsor, it comes with a lot of perks and benefits. We would love to come and talk to you. We'll come to your business, your home, whatever. I know that Ryan has talked about that on here before. She is our sponsorship chair. So Jenny and I and Ryan will come out and talk to you about that sponsorship if you're interested, but we do have a wide variety of other sponsorship opportunities, including just regular sponsorships to ads, to auction item donations, tickets, tables and lounges as well. So if you're interested in a table, they are $800 and they seat 8 people. We also have just our regular tickets that are $85 a piece. We have our single lounge sponsor that it holds 6 guests and it's $1,500. And then our double lounge that holds 12 guests, that's $2,000. And then advertising just starts at $75, which we have a lot of people coming to our event, so it's quite a big rate of people who will see your ads if you're interested in that. Our current sponsors right now that we want to mention are Hanor, P&K, Mirror Me Photo Booth, Brown, Uthier and Carruthers, Henson Construction, St. Mary's, Edward Jones, Central National Bank, Bank of Oklahoma, Eagle Marketing, Bruckner Truck Sales, Dillingham Insurance, and Hammer Williams Broadcasting. So if you're interested in tickets, tables, lounges, any of that, you can go to bit.ly/JWL Gala 2018. Again, that's bit.ly/JWL Gala 2018. That will take you right to the ticketing website to get your tables, your tickets, your lounges. And if you'd rather not pay online, we'll take check too, and you won't have to be charged a fee. So there's that. And then if you're interested in corporate sponsorships or would just like to talk to us and see, what's available, need more information, you can contact Jenny and I at enidjwlgala@gmail.com. So again, you can also follow us on Facebook And it's at facebook.com/JWL Gala. That'll have lots of pictures from previous years if you're interested in what that looked like, and all kinds of information. We kind of try to keep it up to date with, when it gets a little closer, we'll show auction items and all of that. So don't forget bit.ly/JWL Gala 2018 to get your tickets. So I think that's about all we have, Jenny.
Yeah,
You have anything else you want to say?
Thanks again to all our sponsors who have already contributed. We really appreciate it. It's going to be an awesome year. We're really excited for December 8th, 2018 at 7 o'clock at the Central National Bank Center.
So, thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Tricia Mitchell, Executive Director with the For Our Kids Foundation, whose mission is to provide support to children and adults with disabilities. Please look for us on Community Talk.